Brothers, this is part 2 of Rejecting God's Word. We are now in the book of Jeremiah, chapter 8, verse 9. So far, I've told you about in Numbers 14:11 talks about those that refuse to obey, refuses to listen. God will strike them down. I've already preached to you also in other very areas about what God will do to those that refuse to obey, those that refuse to listen to His word. He will give them over to the devil. He will give them over to their own ways, and they will live their own ways according to their hearts. And God will judge them on the last day. Turn me to Jeremiah 8:9. Jeremiah 8 verses 9 says this. The wise men are ashamed, they are dismayed and taken. Behold, they have rejected the word of the Lord, so what wisdom do they have? Therefore, in verse 10 says, Therefore I will give their wives to others, and their fields to those who will inherit them. Because from the least even to the greatest, everyone is given to convertness. So basically, God says those that reject Him, that He will give all your stuff up to someone else because you don't deserve them. You don't deserve them. Turn me to Malachi chapter 3, verse 13 through 15. I'm going to find it in just a minute. Malachi chapter 3, 13 through 15 says this. Your words have been harsh against me. Now, see, he's talking about those that when they talk about him, when they cuss anybody about his family, or if you just reject anybody that you reject, you're rejecting God. And this is what he's talking about. Your words have been harsh against me, says the Lord. Yet you say, What have we spoken against you? Verse 14 says, You have said, It is useless to serve God. What profit is it that we have kept His ordinance, and that we have walked as mourners before the Lord of hosts? Verse 15 says, So now we call the proud blessed, for those who do wickedness are raised up, and they even tempt God and go free. Mm. Turn me to Isaiah 53 verse 3. This is also sort of a long sermon, but we're almost done with this. I got 10 more to go. Isaiah 53:3 says this. He is despised and rejected by men, a man of sorrow and acquainted with grief. And he hid as it were our faces from him, and he was despised, and we did not esteem him. Last one, Hosea 4:6. In closing, Hosea 4:6. I just gotta find it. Hosea 4:6 says this: For my people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge, because you have rejected knowledge. You have rejected the word. I also will reject you from being priests for me, because you have forgotten the laws of your God, and I will also forget your children. Does that sound like sound to me like God's getting a little angry with everybody. God's getting angry with those who refuse to reject. Those that reject His word. I'm telling you, you better change. He's coming after you. Alright, well, this is closing, and God bless everyone, and God hope that you listen to these words and sermons, and good night.